Hello, today we're going to learn about using the app PikMe. PikMe is an app that will randomize people's names from a list of people to use in, say, in a classroom and calling on students. And it will also group the members of a group into various sizes of groups or numbers of groups depending on what you ask for. One thing important about PikMe is that in the App Store, it is only for iPhone. So if you're trying to download it for an iPad, you'll have to switch the option at the top of the screen that says iPad or iPhone apps to be able to find this one. It looks like this PikMe here on the third row on the end. It's green with the hand raising up. It will always be a portrait orientation. I have created a sample class already, but if you need to create your own class from the beginning, of course you just hit the plus. If your screen is not as big as this for the first time you open it, you just want to hit the 1 or 2x in the corner to bring it up to full size. It'll look a little funny since it's supposed to be on an iPhone if you're using an iPad, but it works just the same. So when I open my sample class, you can see I've put in 17 fake students here. I haven't put in any pictures of these people, but I could, and their picture would show up in the circle there. You can sort them by first name, as they are now, by last name, up here, or you can also randomize them if you needed to do that. You can, of course, edit their names by hitting the edit button in the corner. If you need to call on a random person, all you have to do is shake your device. I think there it goes. And the person's picture and name will come up. It is a little bit easier to use on an iPhone, but it works on both devices. If you like, you can rate this person's response or whatever you might be grading them on with the stars right here. And I'll show you where those ratings go in just a minute. You can hit the second option over, the box with the 4 boxes inside, to create groups. So right now we have 1 student and 17 groups, but if I wanted to make 4 students, it tells me there would be 4 groups, and I would have 1 extra student. And when I hit create, you can see that group 1 has 5, group 2 has 4, group 3 has 4, and so does group 4. I can also say maybe I need 3 groups this time, and it will automatically adjust to say each of those will have 5 students with 2 extras. And when I hit that, we've gotten a whole new 3 groups right out of the box like that. You can also export this in an email, and it'll say exactly who the groups are right away without having to type any extra work. You can also go to the bars on the side, and this gives you data about the students. So you can see that I've been practicing and I've rated a couple students. So here on Lucy Wright, that person has been graded a couple times and has averaged those ratings together. Elizabeth Green has a 1, but Lucy Wright has a 3.5 out of 5. You can also see it says late and absent on the top, and I'll show you where that comes from. If you go back to the first option on the bottom, the box with the 3 lines in it, if you swipe sideways over to the left on a name, it comes up and offers PLA, for present, late, and absent. So here's where you can take attendance of something, and you can also mark certain students absent. And when I do that, when I go to create groups, it knows that certain students aren't there. So it's very handy for that. And then whenever you go over back to the late and absent, it shows you how many were late and how many were absent, which is a good keeping track of this type of data. And you can, of course, export this data by hitting the share button at the top, and it'll send every student in their data to any email address that you choose. So this is a very useful app for students and for teachers and anybody that may be involved in any type of group work where smaller and larger groups need to be created, or we just need to be able to mark who was there and who wasn't. I hope that you can find a way to use this app within your classroom.